championship week. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Anything Better podcast, NFL edition for championship week. I'm Paul Virzi. That's Bill Burr. We got Andrew Themlis over there. We have Jake the Snake in an undisclosed location with our injury report, and we are going.
Can't tell people where he is. The ladies will find him.
They'll knock his door down. Dude, the Buffalo Bills beat the Ravens. The Rams, dude, the Rams, I thought they were going down and going to win that game. And when Stafford threw it out of bounds, I was like, what are you going to do? Great games, though. Both of the games were good.
Yeah, and I think, they made too much of a thing about the Ravens messing up. They weren't giving the Bills defense enough credit. I mean, okay, that kid dropped the ball in the end, but they were punching the ball out, stripping and doing all kinds of stuff. They were forcing turnovers. So, we'll see. I thought they were all good games other than the KC game. I literally had to shut it off, dude. The amount of just cross promotion that was going on.
Yeah.
So here's my theory. So they cut to Taylor Swift and she's with some big female athlete.
Yeah. Caitlin Clark.
All right. Well, here's the deal. There's a conspiracy theory on the internet that feminism, as far as the part of feminism where to get women in the workforce, was done by the people that own the banks because they could only tax half the population. So they kind of start, hey, you should get out there and work, right? So my conspiracy theory is big pharmaceuticals upset because only half the population gets CTE. So now they want to start promoting female sports. I mean, dude, the level of how far in the background I felt the game was. And listen, you'd watch a Lakers game, they would cut to Diane Cannon or Jack Nicholson, but the level that they have to do it so Swifties keep watching, just felt I was just the Chiefs are trying to three-peat is way bigger than me looking at this musician and her, it was a good play. Of course she likes it.
Yeah.
She's dating the tight end. I get it. How many fucking times? And she's with Caitlin Clark, and Caitlin Clark, they just fucking, and Caitlin's holding a can of Pepsi, and Pepsi, blah, blah, blah. It's just what the fuck are we doing here?
Well, I got something for you, Bill. Your buddy Paulie over here in New York, I'm putting my money where my mouth is. I think Josh Allen and the Bills overcome the Chiefs, overcome Taylor Swift, and overcome the officials and beat them this week.
Dude, listen, is that AI or players really saying, at least former players are going yeah, man, this is ridiculous. And Troy Aikman going, this is ridiculous.
No,
dude,
it's not AI.
I gotta be honest with you. As a Patriots fan, I'm getting tired. Oh, they're the new Patriots. We never got the red carpet like that. And also, you're forgetting Deflategate.
Dude, Brady
never fucking hated us to the point he upheld the independent investigation of the owner of the losing team. And then we beat him in court because it was such bullshit. And they found a loophole to still suspend our Patrick Mahomes for 6 games. When that fucking happens, dude, then you can say you're the new fucking Patriots. That guy hated us. Hated us.
Brady never got these calls. The only guy that I saw kind of have his way with the officials like this was Jordan in that heyday, that 3-year. But this is, dude, ex-players are saying it. Analysts are saying it. Mad Dog Chris Russo was going do it like you. He goes, I can't take it anymore. I can't even watch him. I can't watch him. And here's what sucks.
Wrestling.
The officials did a great job all year, except for them, which sucks because they're on their game. But dude, I think Josh Allen and the Bills are going to beat them. Well, I think they're better.
I called it. It's their only storyline. They had these sports, and I'm not shitting on the NFL. All of these NHL doesn't do it at all because they've always just been a wild card. But the NBA has storylines, football has storylines, baseball has storylines, and that's what storylines is what keeps people come back. The soap opera of the thing, and they protect that thing at all fucking costs, especially if you only have one. Because if you take away, Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes, can the Chiefs three-peat? If you take that away, it's a really weird time in the NFL right now where there's always who do you like better, Brady or Peyton? Manning. Who do you like better? Fucking who was it back in the Cowboys 49ers rivalry or Elway or Montana? They've always had that. I keep saying this every week, but It's getting so fucking overt. And then people are trying to be like dragging the Patriots into that shit. It's so fucking ridiculous. It's like the NFL was against us. That's how much they fucking hated us.
Hey, I got a question for you. If Travis Kelce was dating a dog show, but she was up there in the booth, would they show it?
If she moved tickets, 100%.
If it was Lizzo. Lizzo or
No, but dude, if it was somebody that was like, annoying.
Yeah.
Everybody would watch just to hate if the person was annoying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't ever forget, Paul, if they're annoying.
It's annoying.
It is annoying, Paul, and I have to be honest with you. This is like sports on two levels was an escape. For men, it was an escape from the news, the reality of your job, and the pressure of having to support your family. And it was also an escape. You got away from the woman in your life. You hung out with the fellas. You fucking said whatever, and you had a good fucking time. And that shit is over. Sports are now like, they bring everything. They got the fucking military flying over, and that's money. The NFL doesn't support the troops. They make money off of them. I'm so sick of them acting like they're aligned with the troops. You get paid every time you show one.
Dude, I almost just went off on my wife when you said that. So I was going to say it's the wife's fault. I'm not going to go there. She might hear me. But dude, I'm going to do something I normally don't do, Bill. I'm going to play devil's advocate here. I'm going to be a contrarian, which isn't me. I'm an anti-contrarian, but
you're going.
I'm easy. I think everybody's got to give the Chiefs a little credit here, dude, because he finds the open man a lot. And like Kelce does get
Paul.
No, they're good, man. They're good.
More people need to compliment Patrick Mahomes.
No, I'm just saying they're good. They are a good team.
I'm not saying they're not a good team, Paul, but I got to be honest with you. What are we doing? They're in the fucking TSA pre-check line going down the field.
Yeah. They got clear and pre-check.
Dude, I can tell you right now, that fucking flop he did out of bounds, he should have got a 3-game suspension for that.
That was ridiculous.
Oh, what the fuck was that? We went from Jack Lambert to that?
100% right. 100% right. And it was ridiculous. It was egregious. But I think Andrew, can we get the lines for the Chiefs Bills? I got to see the line here.
Paul, they fucking decided this guy was going to be the next guy.
They did.
Okay? And I'm not saying he's not one of the best, if not the best in the league right now. But, dude, is he Peyton Manning?
The Chiefs are 2-point favorites. 2 point.
How that graphic came up and just my point just laid on the ground. Paul, is he Elway? Is he Montana? Is he as good as those guys? Are you seeing?
No.
He have like some fucking Dan Marino level arm?
No.
I'm just saying the amount of praise is just fucking insane.
It is. It absolutely is.
And Paul, it came early. I remember making fun of it. One of his first Thursday night games, this announcement goes, I hope you're Princeton. And I'm going like, this kid's the next kid. How they are selling this kid this fucking hard because Brady's leaving and they're done. They don't have anybody else.
But to your point about comparing Mahomes to those other quarterbacks, he's already won 3 Super Bowls. He has more Super Bowls than all those guys. So it's like it's hard to judge now. And he could get a 4th this year.
I know, but dude, they're fucking just letting him go down the field holding players.
100%.
Yeah, that's the
thing. I gotta
thing.
be honest with you too. I am so sick of that. Like, if he gets 6 championships, does that mean he's as good as Jordan? Michael Jordan, who changed the game.
Yeah. And here's the thing, dude. And I hate to keep bringing this up and sounding like a broken record and sounding like sour grapes. And people are going to say, Paul, it's because you bet on the 49ers last year. Dude, Nick Bosa would have sacked Patrick Mahomes 3 times in a row if he literally wasn't held by both shoulder pads 3 plays in a row, to the point where everybody on the sidelines was just going like, what's going on? But that being said.
No, wait. No, not that being said. Jake the Snake, I'm going to tell you what, this is manufactured. This is manufactured like the way the fucking Lakers were in fucking the 2000s. Oh my God, Jordan's leaving. What do we have? We have no storyline. And all of a sudden, the Lakers, oh my God, Shaq's going there. Kobe's going there. Phil Jackson's going there. None of them were Lakers. That was the Charlotte Hornet and Orlando Magic and the coach of the fucking Bulls. And they needed a storyline. I'm not saying he wouldn't have won championships or anything, but this shit, they're in a fucking limousine.
Oh, yeah. No, they are. Comparing him to the Patriots, there was a stat that Brady got 38 roughing the passer calls in his career, and I think Mahomes also has 38, but Mahomes obviously has played half the years. So, I mean, it's just proof right there.
Yes, and what they learned with baseball, what happened to baseball was all the records were like from fucking, and Sideshow Billy had fucking 400 RBIs in 1902, right? And it was just a game of the past, and they needed to update it. So they juiced up the ball, they made the stadium smaller, and they looked the other way when these guys got roided up, and then all of those records fucking fell. And I think everybody was like, well, we don't want to be what happened to baseball, be the Nationals pastime, and then become the sport nobody gives a fuck about, right? So they get in a panic when there's a changing of the guard. Mm-hmm. Okay? Like when Jordan retires, fuck, who do we got now? We need a story. We need a fucking story. And you need an interesting story. Okay? And it's just like, so they got all of this shit. They tried to do the thing. Like you literally saw them trying to make people give a fuck about Patrick Mahomes and his relationship. Nobody did.
No.
So they dropped that because and what was the prototype for that? It was Brady and Giselle.
Yeah, or Romo and Jessica Simpson.
That happened naturally. The way the Lakers and the Celtics happened naturally in the 80s, and then the NBA's like, oh, that's our bread and butter. Two teams, bunch of stars battling each other, and then you went into the age of the super teams.
Yeah.
Jake, do we have any injuries for Commanders, Eagles, or Bills, Chiefs tomorrow? I mean, Sunday?
Commanders, Eagles, the big one is Jalen Hurts. There was a play where Hurts rolled his knee, or someone rolled over Hurts' knee, and you could see that he wasn't the same after that. So we'll see if he recovers in time for this week. But I'm sure he'll be out there, but he definitely looked hobbled towards the end of that game. I think he only completed 3 passes after that. So that's the big storyline. But other than that, I think everyone's going to be, the big names at least will be out there. Mahomes, Allen, Jane Daniels. So anyway.
All right, Bill, I'm going to give you the first game here. What do you think? Commanders are getting 6 against the
Eagles.
What's that?
I'm going to take the Eagles, and I'll tell you why. Because as much as you're seeing, another superstar quarterback with the Commanders, I didn't like how they needed to score 48 points to win the game. They still let up how many points did they let up? Was it high 30s, low 40s, or something like that? I'm old school. I still believe you have to have a defense to win a game. And I just think the deeper you go into the playoffs, I don't know. What was their record this year against each other?
It was 1-1, but Hurts got injured in the second game, or got a concussion in the second game. So when that happened, the Commanders came back and won.
I think everybody's gonna love the 6 fucking points. Jesus Christ! All right, I'm just talking money line. I think the Eagles win this game. 6 fucking points.
Yeah, dude, this is tough because I have this bias, the Saquon thing. I love him. It's hard to see him do what he's doing. But the Commanders are on a run, and I really think they're playing with house money. I could see the Eagles pulling it off at the end of the field goal, but I love the points. I'm going to take the Commanders getting 6. I've been riding them all year, and they've gotten me here. So I'll take the Commanders getting 6. And all right, I'll start off Bills Chiefs.
That's going to be a surprisingly low-scoring game. So it's probably good to take.
Agree.
I don't think it's going to be a shootout. I think the Eagles are a really, really solid team. And I just don't see I'll be honest with you. I don't know what the fuck that game was last week. The Commanders scored 28 in the second quarter. The fucking game's over. No, it isn't. They had to do it twice.
Yeah.
Dude, it's Madden now.
Dude, the Lions, that was my Super Bowl pick. I did not expect that.
Jake's been calling the Lions frauds all year. He was probably happy that happened.
I mean, they're 10-point favorites and they lost by what 2-3 scores. But the pick six is a huge reason why the Commanders had scored so many points. So I mean,
pick six was.
It flipped the entire game. So I mean, the Lions probably still could have came back if it wasn't for
They
that
lost
play.
by 2 touchdowns.
So I mean, that's the difference of the game right there. All 4 teams have not committed a turnover that are left in the playoffs. So whoever wins the turnover battle probably wins these games.
And
All
when
right.
they turn it over, then there's a flag, and they get a fucking do-over.
That's the Chiefs.
I'm curious to see.
Hit me with this fucking. She's got 4 fucking rings. Fuck that shit.
I'm curious to see.
Like, they're doing this shit on purpose.
Yeah.
Because
Hey,
they
listen,
have a new king, dude. Whether he is the guy or not the guy, and I'm not saying I'm gonna be a fucking broken record here. I'm just saying, dude. This is it's manufactured. It's assisted. You see these today? They ride their bicycles. They're pedaling, but they also got a little motor on it, and they're just going up the fucking hill like 30 miles an hour.
They got an electric mountain bike.
Yeah, they got a little fucking electric motor pushing them fucking field. And I'm not the only guy fucking saying it either. It's former players are saying it too. So I don't know how long you can sit there going, haters.
No. And I'm curious to see what the officials do because everybody's saying it this week. Everybody's saying it this week. So
do you know what they do? They need to have that kid from fucking Rockin' New Year's Eve. Like, he should be the guy commentating the game. Who's the guy?
Seacrest.
Ryan Seacrest should be announcing the game. And there's Taylor Swift, and she's sitting next to fucking whatever, Caitlin Clark. And oh my God, here comes Beyonce. And it's impromptu halftime show, and Travis Kelce's gonna dance with them.
that really is
I
true.
hope you appreciate.
That really is true. Chiefs games have become the red carpet at the Golden Globes.
Dude, it's a fucking variety show. It's not football.
No.
I literally shut it off. Like I feel like I'm watching a movie about football, and they're cutting to the co-star or some shit.
All right. Well, here's my weird feeling and prediction. I think that the game is going to be a field goal, and I think somebody's going to mess up and miss, and I think it's going to be the Chiefs. I think Josh Allen is going to do enough to put the Bills in position to win, and I think he takes them out. I'm going with the Buffalo Bills in not a huge upset because it's only 2 points, but I'm going to take the Buffalo Bills to silence that Red Kingdom over there and Taylor Swift. And I hope, let me just say this, I hope when Josh Allen and the Bills are cheering and jumping around that field, they go to Taylor Swift in that suite and they show everybody in there looking somber. They better do that. That's my prediction.
All right. What I didn't like about your prediction is you said you think Josh Allen is going to do enough. That sounds like you're picking a game in October. I don't think you can't come in and just doing. I don't know, dude.
I mean enough by getting them to the 30 and kicking a game-winning field goal
against the Chiefs, the refs, and Spotify. You think that's going to?
Spotify.
Paul, if I can just fucking hold you on the final fucking drive.
God.
If I just put my hand on your hip and it's pass interference, if I can take my helmet off in the end zone and the ref tells me to put it back on rather than getting an unsportsmanlike, if my defensive coordinator can call timeout even though that's illegal and the timeout is called, I need Josh Allen to do more than just enough. They need to take Valentine's Day massacre.
They got them by 2 scores.
It's by 40.
Dude, I wish us four for this show could be together. Charcuterie board, all the food, and just have the cameras on us watching the Chiefs.
Well, I can't eat and watch a Chiefs game. It's that simple. Just have a fucking barf bag. Then here's the thing too. I love the Chiefs with fucking Ken Dawson, Joe Delaney, rest his soul, all the way up Todd Blackledge. I fucking love the goddamn
Hank
Chiefs.
Schramm.
Yeah. It's a 64 toss power trap.
The
I
best
love the
sideline coach.
Oh, dude, Hank Schramm was great.
Good. That's a good place. It's a good place.
Willie
It's a good place.
Lanier. I'm a fucking huge Chiefs fan, but I'm a fucking football fan first. And let me tell you something, Paul. This ain't football.
So, Bill, you're taking the Chiefs. You're taking the Chiefs.
100% I'm taking the fucking Chiefs. The movie of the week. The movie of the week. I can't wait. They're probably going to have a movie of the week. They're probably already shooting it. Called the Three-peat. And that kid who used to host the Daily Show is going to fucking be Patrick Mahomes.
Part of me thinks you're right, but I'm just going with the better team. I think that I don't know, dude.
Oh. Trevor, what's his face? Is going to play Patrick Mahomes.
Trevor Noah.
They're already shooting it, Paul. That's how fixed it is. They already know. It's called the Three-peat. And somewhere in there, like just for to keep the story going, Taylor Swift will have some sort of ambiguous cancer test. So we can get Travis Kelce, who will be playing himself, to tear up on camera and get nominated for a Golden Globe.
Soundtrack.
Yes. Oh yeah, soundtrack, merch.
I mean, it's just
Oprah's gonna produce it.
Oprah's been kind of laying low lately. I feel like she's kind of like, all right, I made my money. You know what I mean? I don't know what this business is anymore. It's like 2 streaming services that aren't buying anything. So we'll just sort of leave it at that.
Oh, dude, I can't, Bill. I can't. I wish I could be a fly on the wall at your house when they call a flag against the Bills.
No, oh, I'm not watching it because I realized last week the NFL was playing me as a sucker. They're like, I know the Bill Burr sports fan hates that we keep cutting to fucking Madonna, right? But fucking Taylor Swift, right? But he is too invested in watching NFL games. It's still a playoff game. He will stay and watch this. We are betting. Yeah. We are betting that we can keep all of this stupid shit going on and all of this cross promotion and all of this shit. He's going to keep watching it. Dude, I had to shut it off. I had to shut it off because it made me sad because if you think this is going to be the last time they do this, I think this is their new business model. That they're going to prop up a team even when they're not the team. I'm not saying they shouldn't have won 1 or 2 of them or whatever, but dude, that shit last year was a fucking gift.
The year before was worse, in my opinion, when they beat the Bengals on a ticky-tack call.
Oh, dude, the Bengals had him, and then that out of bounds.
Yeah, and then the Eagles game, the holding call, that was a phantom holding call at the end, won them that game. So I think that was the worst one.
Honorary degree championships.
100%. That was their 0-2 Lakers run, the 22 run.
Oh yeah, beating the Sacramento Kings. So I mean, I don't know, dude. Like, I've been watching college basketball. I'm watching the Kansas Jayhawks. It still looks like hoop to me. I'm done with the NBA. That looks like a fucking shoot around. It's it. I'm not going out like a gentleman either. I'm shitting on all the leagues as they crack out of the fucking stadium.
See, but this is what upsets me because everything was good this year except the Chiefs. The Chiefs ruined. It was a good year. Teams like the Commanders with a young quarterback, good officiating, and then they do this.
That's a fair point.
Everything was good except this fucking team. God, I want them to, and I like them.
Look at Paul. Look at it. Look at you. You're like, oh God, I want. That's what they're hoping for. It's making you fucking hate them, so you sit down and watch. Don't fucking watch. Don't watch and buy the jersey of that kid on fucking buy a bunch of Josh Allen jerseys this week.
Dude, Josh Allen.
Make the NFL think, oh, that's where the money is. Because that's all they care about. You saw what they did with CTE. They looked the other fucking way. And then when they had to pay the players with the miserable final third of their fucking lives, what they give them, $700 each?
Look, there's a reason why I fucking beat the book 4 years in a row. Okay, because I'm one of the best there is. Okay, now let me say this. Okay, I was doing an Instagram live and somebody goes, "Oh, Virzi, you don't know." I go, "I'm better than you at this." Here's the deal.
Somebody is still questioning you?
Oh, dude, some of these, very few. But here's the deal. Josh Allen is on another level. Their running game with James Cook is great. Their defense is not bad. One little thing that they don't have that I think the edge goes a little bit.
officiating crew. Yes.
The officiating crew and receivers. But, dude, I think the Bills can go in there and control the clock with the running game. And Josh Allen is just not a guy, knock on wood, to make big mistakes in a big game. He just isn't. And Josh Allen is MVP candidate this year. Patrick Mahomes is not. Josh Allen is having a better year as a quarterback this year. The Buffalo Bills are only a 2-point favorite because of the officiating. They're a better team.
Well, listen, you're describing the Bills going every good Bills team that went in and lost a playoff game. They're always this guy. There's no reason why Charlie Brown one time doesn't kick the fucking ball. You know what I mean? There's no reason for that. Yet it doesn't fucking happen with them.
You know what? Marv Levy is 99 years old, the great Marv Levy who took those Bills teams. And I got to be honest, that means those losses never took years off his life, thank God. Right? Guy's going to hit 100.
He was too nice to win one. He was a wholesome guy. He helped out the community. He went home to his wife. These are not the things. This is not how you win in a capitalist society. No, I'm kidding.
That's hilarious. Be like, yeah, dude, never cheated on his wife. They're done. They're done.
Dude, he has morals.
It's over.
If a guy gets concussed, he actually sits him down because he's thinking about the quality of the rest of his life.
Dude, he was there for his kids. No way they win.
All right. Okay, now, who are the Chiefs playing in this made-for-TV movie? You're saying they're going to be playing the Commanders.
No, I don't know if the Commanders are going to win. I like the 6 points. I could see the Eagles winning by a field goal. The Commanders keeping it close. I think in a perfect world, the two
cameo.
What's that?
Fan.
Does what?
Does Stallone do a cameo?
Oh, 100%.
No, Stallone wouldn't. I feel like Stallone wouldn't.
They'll do a Rocky reference.
No, The Rock would. The Rock would do a cameo, not Sly. Sly wants no part of it.
Is when Rocky wins, is that not one of the greatest scores of any music ever?
Dude, I'll be honest with you. When Adrian was in the hospital in 2, and he's sitting there, and Mickey's got his head down, and she goes, "Come here, I want to tell you something." And he goes, "What?" She goes, and she goes, "Win." And then all of a sudden, you hear the bell go off. Dude, I almost cried, dude. I almost lost it. Dude, when that music, and then Mickey goes, "What are we waiting for?" I'm like, dude, I can't handle this.
Like a bearded 8-year-old Paul Virzi.
Remember that little kid working out to the music?
No, the was that John Williams? Did he do it again on that one? Was that him?
No.
Wrote that. That's just
I always forget it's is that an Italian guy?
dude, when they play that to real boxing, I was watching that. They had like great comebacks, and they start.
Yeah, Bill Conti.
Huh?
Bill Conti.
No, I like that. Dude, that's. Oh, dude,
that's the Hulk Hogan when they go to drop the hand the third time and it fucking stays up, and he starts fucking doing this, walking around, the whole place starts going nuts.
Dude, you know what scene in Rocky isn't talked about enough, and it's funny and touching in a weird way, is when he went to the priest and he like honks his horn. He goes, "Yo, father," and he just goes, the way he described, he's like, "I'm a fight. I was wondering, if you give me a little prayer." He just like, "Oh, Rocky." He does the whole thing. "All right, thanks, father," and just leaves. That was so great, man. It was so great. I loved it. I loved it.
Hey, remember when people used to think you could trust a priest?
Well, that's why he did it from the window.
Hey, I know we had a little weird interaction a couple of decades ago. I was wondering if you could maybe try to even it out with a little. Oh yeah, hey, calling the cops.
Yo, father, forget the past. A couple years ago, just wondering. That's hilarious. Hey, Rocky, I'm sorry. No, he was Italian. He wouldn't have. The priest was Italian.
Vatican is in Italy. I know it's considered a sovereign state, but Paul, it's sitting right there. It's surrounded by Italians, and the things on behind that wall, Paul.
What can you do but hope for the best?
What can you do? You can turn the fucking priest cops. You don't send him to a new place.
That's true. That's true.
Sending him around the league like Jeff George. That's my go-to reference always, Jeff George.
So, Bill, you have the Chiefs and the Eagles in the Super Bowl, yeah?
Yeah, there's only one football game next week. All right. The other one, they're shooting for stock footage for when Trevor Noah plays Patrick Mahomes in the Chiefs three-peat. It's already been greenlit.
Dude, did the Washington Redskins with Mark Rippon play? Were they one of the 4 teams that beat the Bills in a Super Bowl?
The second year.
That was the
Giants. Second year was Mark Rippon. And that was the great Joe Gibbs, who won 3 Super Bowls with 3 different quarterbacks. No one's ever done that. Joe Theismann, Doug Williams, Mark Rippon.
What if we get a Washington Buffalo, another Super Bowl? It's right there in front of them. That'd be amazing for the NFL, I think.
That's not the only thing in front of them.
Big bag of cash.
Oh my God, my Chiefs jersey just came. It's one of those.
Did you see that? That was one of the best things. He goes, "Oh, my new Chiefs jersey." It was an officiating. He went like this too. He lifted it up.
Literally to the point, the people on ESPN are saying it.
No, dude, legends are saying it. Everybody's
Tom Brady
saying
said it.
What?
Tom Brady said it.
Oh,
He was on.
they're not gonna listen. They don't listen to anything the fucking Patriots say.
No, but Bill, you made a good point about something with that flop he did. That was like so egregious. Like that was like he like waited, went out of bounds, and then did it like a child. It was like just to try to get the flag, which shows you he knows he's getting calls.
It is. It was musical theater.
It was ridiculous. And
it was Pirates of the Caribbean, Paul.
Oh, Bill, we're gonna be here next week talking Buffalo. We're gonna be here talking Buffalo. The Buffalo Bills are going in there.
Oh, and I saw her face. Now Paul's a believer. You're betting against the Chiefs in the playoffs, and you're betting on the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills logo, the Buffalo should be replaced with a broken heart. Or just some Bills fan laying face down on a table that didn't break. Crying with wing sauce on the side of his face.
Yeah, man, I don't know. I think the better team is Buffalo. I think they're going to go and win.
Hey, Paul, you're not going to get an argument here on that. I think the better team was the 49ers last year, but I with confidence.
Let me ask.
So who wins the Super Bowl at this point? At this juncture here, who
Well, we got to do the picks when we find out. But like,
well, yeah, I'm just saying right now, who do you still think wins?
They're going to three-peat, and then everybody's going to be forced to say, "Oh my God, is this the greatest fucking team that ever fucking put on cleat?" That's what it's going to be because they have nothing else.
I think Buffalo is going to beat the Philadelphia Eagles in the Super Bowl.
That's what I want to happen, but I think the more we talk this out, Bill has a great point, and the Chiefs are probably going to win it. But I think the Eagles will be there either way. So I'll go Chiefs.
You don't think yeah.
So Jake the Snake is with Bill. He's got the Eagles and Chiefs. Andrew?
Hey, dude, the league, the guys that run the are with the Chiefs.
I actually think the Bills can win.
I don't know how much more of this shit you can fucking watch. How much more can you fucking watch?
Yeah.
I think the Bills can win. I mean, I thought the Ravens could have beat the Chiefs. I mean, I'm still heartbroken over that Ravens loss. I'm obviously not a Ravens fan this season. I was rooting for them. I thought they had, the team to beat the Chiefs and to win the Super Bowl, but it was brutal. But
no, he's giving the Bills credit though, man. They
no. I listen. I understand, but if there's like 2 drop balls that like really changed the course of that game, and I'm not
felt
saying
bad
that
for
the
that
Bills
kid,
weren't,
man.
Yeah,
those turnovers didn't. The ones before those, they don't count.
No, they do. Listen, I'm not saying the Bills didn't do it. I just think if you add it all up, I think that those 2 plays. I mean, if he catches that ball in the end zone, obviously it's.
I'm going to play in the Bills coach in the made-for-TV movie. Trevor, don't put a word in for me.
They are teaching those guys to just punch the ball out. That's like a play now where they're just running and they just from behind.
It's great.
Just punch down, dude, and it works.
Well, Lawrence Taylor came up with that. They've been doing that ever since then, but Lawrence was the best at it. He brings that hammer of Thor.
Oh.
You had your back to him.
Lawrence Taylor, was there anybody better on defense?
No.
Who's the closest?
Ray Lewis.
Ray Lewis?
In my opinion.
Ray Lewis is a good one. I don't think anybody. I would go with Ray Lewis being the closest, but there's nobody. Like I don't know. People don't understand changing the game.
Yeah.
Ray Lewis dominated the game. What's his face was doing shit. You seen that clip? Like that's not in the playbook. And he goes, "Well, you should put it in there because it's a dandy." You ever seen that?
No.
He's supposed to drop back in coverage at the pro level, and he rushes instead. That means his guy is open. And not only does he still get to the quarterback before the guy can even see the dude he's supposed to be covering isn't covered, he strips the ball and gets a touchdown.
Yeah. Yeah, and wasn't he the first
highlight reel? Looks like a future NFL, like their high school reel, where it's like going to the NFL and the rest of these kids are going to a community college.
Yeah.
He was doing that at like the NFL level.
Wasn't he the first guy to stand up as a D end, not get in a 3-point stance, just stand up and rush like that?
Yeah, and Parcells was looking at him like, what the fuck is he doing?
That's so great.
The first guy to drive by the stadium, see the lights on, and be like, "Oh shit! I thought that game was tomorrow."
And he got there in the first quarter. I didn't know that. He's the one that started to punch the ball out.
He's the first guy I saw that did that, because it used to be they used to just try to sack the quarterback
and strip it. Yeah.
No, they wouldn't. They would just try to grab him and tackle him. He's the guy. At least he came up with the, when you're coming in from the blind side.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. And I also don't think anybody looked better in a uniform than he did. He looked like a friggin' superhero.
Oh, God. I'm getting the chills. I love it.
Charles Tillman had the record for punch-outs.
So I would say Lawrence Taylor, wide receiver, is a toss-up between Jerry Rice and Randy Moss.
Yep, I agree.
Glad he says toss-up.
Running back is a hard one. I'd have to go as far as power and speed, Bo Jackson, and then as far as lasting longer, Earl Campbell. And then I would say, as far as being just elusive and explosive would be Barry Sanders. Yeah. Walter Payton was a mix of a power back and an elusive guy. Like he would do that step and then dip back out. He used to do that move. And then I would say honorable mention, when the guy who should be in the fucking Hall of Fame as far as he was showing the future, as far as his receiving ability, and as a running back is Roger Craig. The fact that guy isn't in the Hall of Fame is fucking ridiculous.
He's not in the Hall of Fame.
No.
He's won 4 Super Bowls now, or 2 or 3. He was on a lot of those teams.
Somehow he's not in.
Crazy.
All right, how about safeties? You got Ed Reed and Ronnie Lott.
Safety. Oh, Ed Reed's a good one.
Troy Polamalu too.
Oh, Troy Polamalu's a good one.
Mike Haynes was a corner.
I think Ed Reed statistically is the best one. Dude, we saw him smoking a cigar when we were in Vegas at the Super Bowl. That was awesome.
That's cool.
He's a huge cigar guy.
Yeah, those are all good. I don't know if people would. All right, who's the best quarterback you ever saw?
The best quarterback I ever saw it's for me, it's a no-brainer. It's Tom Brady. I saw him at Giant Stadium go 16-0, get the record to Randy Moss. Randy got the record with that pass. Tom and Randy got the record together with that pass. And it was the first time in my life. This is when me and you first became friends. And I've been to Giant Stadium plenty. It was the first time in any professional sporting event I've ever seen when Brady and the offense were walking to the line of scrimmage and Giant Stadium is on their feet for all plays but 3. it looked like they were at their practice facility, that calm, collective, knowing what they're doing. It was the most, I remember just being like 70,000 screaming against them, and the way they just walked up like a machine. I was like, dude, this is nuts, dude. I'm watching something special here.
I think I'm still a Joe Montana guy. An honorable mention, Dan Marino's season in '84 and him beating the '85 Bears. They just had no fucking defense, and their coach was old, and it passed them by. So those were and Elway too, dude. Like
Elway was my Elway, I would say.
Yeah, and then also any of those guys, if they had like, it's like, what if Dan Marino had Bill Walsh? You know what I mean? Because that really is a part of it. You got to have all of those pieces. The ownership, the GM, the coach, and all of that. So,
dude, what if Jim Kelly won 2 of those? Jim Kelly, dude, he never gets talked about because they lost. But, dude, he went to 4 Super Bowls in a row.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah. And they had that big comeback against the Oilers.
Yeah, but he didn't play in that. It was Frank Reich. It was his backup.
Oh, that's right. Good call. Yeah. The 80s is when it like changed. Like those 70s quarterbacks, it was a different game. All the Staubachs, the Bradshaws, Fran Tarkenton, and all of that. It was on Ken Stabler, Burt Jones, those dudes. It was on its way to becoming what it is. And that started in the 80s with all of that. But that's back when, like, dude, just the Giants alone, what they did to Joe Montana and the quality of his life now. Like, they fucking broke him in half twice.
That Leonard Marshall hit from behind.
Oh,
where he's
dude,
laying.
and they played on fucking AstroTurf.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, turf is more common now.
Veteran Stadium was like getting tackled on like the fucking parking lot.
Dude, what about who was the first Mike Vick that I saw? It was Randall Cunningham. And dude, Randall
Briscoe.
What's that?
Arlen Briscoe.
In my time, it was, that's a little before my time. My time was Randall Cunningham. But dude, Randall Cunningham also had a bomb. Do you remember his arm?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. No, Randall Cunningham was unbelievable. Dude, Arlen Briscoe was Randall Cunningham 20 years before him.
Yeah, we've pulled him up on here before, I think.
Dude, Randall Cunningham would run around, get at it, and then just sling it, dude. He was great.
No, he was incredible. The honor, you got to love the honorable mentions.
I love the honorable mentions.
I feel bad right now because I know the listeners are all screaming names that they want to fucking hear. I got to think of some.
I'm sure they're saying Rodgers, Breeze, and Payton for quarterbacks, but that's more modern.
And we didn't brought up Drew Brees or whatever. As far as like the Doug Flutie Award, the guy who shouldn't be there but still just fucking goes out and wins. You got to go fucking Drew Brees.
Brett Favre in his day. Brett Favre in his heyday.
Yeah, Brett Favre was always like, he had too many fucking turnovers for me.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
they were a powerhouse though. Green Bay was a really rough team in the early 90s.
No, but Bill's right. He would throw across his body and try to stick it in places and just get picked off. And then they would be like, well, he's a cowboy. He's a slinger.
There really was no ramifications. I bet he like historically leads everybody in like, 4 or more interceptions in a game.
Did we mention Troy Aikman?
We haven't. No, Troy very quiet has 3.
Kurt Warner.
Terry Bradshaw.
Kurt Warner with those Rams teams was amazing.
Yeah. What's it called? Who was the
Doug Williams when he was at Tampa, and then won one with Redskins. There's been a lot of good QBs out there.
Yeah, I'm thinking about all these running backs too. Just like LT and Adrian Peterson.
Oh,
Michael Falk.
I mean, who hit the hole faster than LaDainian Tomlinson? The year he had 40 or whatever, 30-something touchdowns.
I had a conversation about him with somebody, and they kept referring to him as LT. My neighbor, he's younger, and I was like, "Oh, you mean LDT?" I was like, we're different generations here. LT, there's LT, and there's LDT.
But look, we never mentioned Peyton Manning once, which is nuts. But
sorry, Peyton Manning. Oh yeah, Peyton Manning.
Jake brought him up in the run of those guys.
But dude, listen, Brady went to 11 Super Bowls. Did he go to 11?
He lost 4.
Lost 4, so that would be 11, right? Because he's won 7.
Lost
7. Oh, 7, right? 6 with the past 7.
Who else did he lose to?
He lost to the Giants in 7-11. He lost to the Eagles in the Eagles. He lost to
in like 2017.
I think, dude, the comeback against the Falcons, if
Great.
that didn't solidify, the comeback against the Falcons with the two-point conversions, dude, if that didn't seal the deal, dude, I mean, the guy didn't make a mistake.
It was Falcons, Paul.
Dude, 28-3, though, dude, in the third.
I got a crazy stat about Eli Manning.
Oh, Eli, yeah.
In 7-11, he never won a playoff game any other year except those years.
Yeah.
And all were on the road.
How nuts is that?
Insane. That'll never happen again.
But to me, that's one of those things where you're like, how is Eli not in the Hall of Fame? And then somebody brings that up, and it's like, huh? Are they hanging their hat on that? It's a weird stat for a guy that was that good.
No, his stats are weird across the board. He has like almost the same amount of interceptions to touchdowns, his completions, but he just won big games. Like, I think you'd have to say after two Super Bowl MVPs, I think he should be in there.
He's going to get in. He just hasn't.
I wasn't questioning it. You're not going to get a Patriots fan being like, yeah, I don't know about that guy. We know about that guy.
Who do you think the
I'm
best
trying to think of Raiders. Who are Raiders? Who are the best Raiders?
Ben Stabler.
Right, but who was after him? Wasn't there anybody after him?
Jeff Hostetler.
No, Jeff Hostetler won a Super Bowl with the Giants.
Did he never play with them? Gatlin, Chris, something like that. They all looked
Plunkett.
Rich Gannon.
Casio white dude.
Oh, Rich Gannon. Rich Gannon went to a Super Bowl, and his receivers on that team was Jerry Rice and Tim Brown.
Mark Wilson.
And
Brown's another guy you got to bring up.
Dude, Tim Brown.
Tim Brown, Tony Gonzalez, as far as
George Blanda.
The greatest tight ends of all time. Tim Brown, Tony Gonzalez,
Antonio Gates,
Russ Frank. Kidding.
He should be in the Hall of Fame too.
Travis. I think you have to say Travis Kelce now.
Do you?
Dude, he just passed Tony Gonzalez for yards, I think, last year, or some.
Oh, I didn't know he had numbers like that.
No, he's got a lot of yards. He's got a lot of. This is actually one of his lowest years. This is one of his worst years.
I'd still take Gronk first.
To be honest with you,
Gronk first.
Stats today versus like the stats like 10. It's a different. The game changes so much. It's why it's hard to go like era to era. Obviously, Kelce would fucking dominate in any era.
Oh, Gronkowski, dude. Gronkowski had hands. He had it wasn't like he actually reached out high, grabbed the ball, and then yards after the catch. Gronk was a beast, dude.
Dude, they just went after his fucking legs.
Yeah.
Good. They hit that. I never saw a guy get hit low. You had to. There was the only way to bring him down, but they just fucking hammered his.
Dude, he went down like a tree, dude.
They would hit him They would hit him like right above the knees, and then his top would just crash straight down.
Yeah, or the back too.
Dude, Brady loved him. Brady loved going to him because he always delivered for him.
Yeah.
Who do you think the best rookie quarterbacks are? Jake had texted me maybe Jaden Daniels.
The best rookie quarterbacks, I think Jaden, but also I believe Ben Roethlisberger went 13-3 his first year.
Roethlisberger. My Forrest Gump moments. I was doing a gig in Pittsburgh, and I went to the mall, and Ben Roethlisberger was sitting there signing autographs. And it was like 5 people in the line, and no one. Who's that guy? He's that guy. He's got the long name, right? And dude, that was like the second game of the year. And then a month later, I was on tour with Charlie Murphy, rest his soul, and Donnell Rollins, and we were in Dallas. And I went to that old ugly ass stadium they had that looked like a giant golf ball that they cut the top off of. And I went in there, and by then he was already a star. That's when he was like 7-0, and the legend of Big Ben. I'll say, as far as what I liked about him, and I don't know that you're going to see a guy like that again. He was an old school, like tough quarterback, where it was like tackling a defensive. The level of hits that guy took, and he still didn't go down. He wasn't elusive. He'd just grab him and you'd bounce off of him and he would still make the throw and the completion.
But you know what? He was a little more elusive than you think, because there are times where he like scampered away and you're like, how did he not get caught? Because he looked so slow. And they said he was that height and that big in high school when he played in Ohio. They go, it was like the same guy. But you're right. The last name makes you go, that's a backup last name.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's going to be that sounds like a fucking Cleveland Brown quarterback who's back up for Chicago the next year.
You guys didn't have Gronk in 07, right?
When did we get Gronk? No, I thought those were the Welker years.
Gronk would have been like,
I was out here when they had, you know, when Willis Whalen comes out.
Yeah.
We were out here during the thing, and he had just gotten drafted. And I was standing there, and he was fucking huge. He was just a kid, and I heard him, he was like talking or whatever. And Willis goes, "That's your new tight end. That's your new tight end." I was just like, oh, all right, yeah, cool. Looks like a big guy. I didn't think it was going to be. I didn't think, I had no idea he was going to be what he was.
Dude, that Patriots run with the players they had from Moss that year to Gronk to Welker to Edelman. And
2010 and his 2010 and his scouting report, if I remember correctly, was really good, but he was injured his last year in Arizona, and some people are like, "Nah, this guy's injury prone. Like he's not gonna."
Don't forget Aaron have it too. I know he had his off-field issues, but like those years when we had the two tight ends, it was amazing.
Impossible to guard.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, how did we never ever mention Aaron Rodgers? And he's like arguably the most talented quarterback arm-wise ever.
Yeah.
That guy.
Well, that's my thing too. I don't think. Do you think that Aaron Rodgers at his best? Is Patrick Mahomes played at that level yet?
As far as throwing the football, no.
And statistically, no.
As a matter of fact, Aaron Rodgers did the Brett Favre cross the body and actually fit it in.
Yeah.
He got it in. Yeah. So, I love it. I could talk about this all the time.
So, Aaron Rodgers is going to be the last Hall of Fame quarterback at the end of his career that's going to go to the Jets. Everybody's after Brett, and then fucking Aaron. Everybody's going to be, the agents are all going to be, you don't want to go there. Yeah, it's not going to. It's not going to end well.
They just show a chart of everybody that did it.
Yeah, that's not.
I got a great story. I don't know, Bill, I might have told you this, but there's a great story for the show. So this is a Warren Moon. This is a Warren Moon on the Minnesota Vikings story. Warren Moon, I guess it was after the Oilers or whatever, or whenever he played on the Vikings, and he had a young Chris Carter, Hall of Famer, and I guess he threw the ball, and Chris Carter, like he missed Chris Carter, and Chris Carter kind of did this diva, flashy, wow, come on. And apparently Warren Moon went up to him, gets in his face, and he goes, if you ever fucking do that again in public, he said, I will bury you in this offense and nobody will ever know your fucking name. It's a true story.
Crazy.
Love that. Chris Carter, one of the great receivers too.
Yeah.
Oh my
and
God.
Then went on to mentor.
John Jefferson, the first Jerry Rice, but he took the money and went to Green Bay. Dude, Green Bay had James Lofton and John Jefferson in the same thing, and they were playing in the frozen tundra. Oh my God. If Dan Marino had those two, Dan Marino is my coach. John Wooden, that's my guy. Dan Marino.
I'm not trying to hurt Buffalo Bills fans here, but this was their team. You had Thurman Munson in the back, Thurman Thomas.
Yeah.
You had Thurman Munson. You rest his soul.
Wide receiver.
Rest his soul. You had Thurman Thomas. You had Thurman Thomas in the backfield. You had James Lofton. You had Andre Reed. You had Bruce Smith. You had the Darryl Talley.
Bennett.
Cornelius Bennett. Darryl Talley.
Don Beebe.
Dude, Don Beebe and special teams. They just went against the Cowboys with Emmett, Troy, Michael.
They also went up against Bill Belichick's Giants defense. Yeah. And they went up against Joe Gibbs. Dude, they went up against first of all, they went up against the two masters, Belichick, Parcells, on the same fucking team, and then Joe Gibbs. And then they went up against fucking, how about them Cowboys? We got like 49 number one picks when he cut all those players after the Herschel Walker trade. And shout out to Jimmy Johnson, picked all the right guys too.
Jimmy Johnson does not get enough credit.
And guess what? Give a fuck.
Jerry Jones wanted him out.
Fucking mood since the first time I saw him, since he was with Miami. He's just always been ear to ear grin. I'm not happy with a head of hair like that.
You ever notice when a I love his hair. You ever notice though when an owner does that? When an owner gets rid of the guy that they shouldn't get rid of, the team doesn't win. Jerry Jones didn't want Jimmy Johnson calling the shots, and he got rid of him because they had a riff. And then the Maras kind of got rid of Coughlin after Coughlin did what he did, and Coughlin wouldn't shake his hand at the press conference and stuff, and you shouldn't have got rid of the guy. You shouldn't have got rid of the guy. The fucking team. No, it's ridiculous.
Ego. And what's his face is still saying he's going to be the GM.
Jones, yeah.
Jerry Jones is supposed to be the fucking GM.
What about Rex Ryan going, the Jets got to pick me. I'm the best guy for the job. They know I've been there. I could do it again. I'm going to come back, and I'm the guy for the job. He's just basically interviewing himself on ESPN.
My team did something similar. We fired Marty Schottenheimer after going 14-2, and then we were terrible.
Dude, Marty Schottenheimer is an anomaly. I've never seen a guy have a more dominant year and then in the playoffs be winning and then just have it stop.
Yeah.
It was the worst time clock management ever.
Falcons are up there too, though.
Who?
The Falcons in that game were up there too. They didn't run the ball. They just kept throwing it up 28-3.
Yeah, no, the different types, but yeah.
The NFC Central, whatever they fucking call it now. They used to be the black and blue division. At some point, dude, other than the Packers, the misery in that Lions, Vikings, and Bears, the Bermuda Triangle, fucking being a football fan.
Well, they were saying that was the best division all year. People were saying, and I'm not saying that they weren't, because they had obviously a few competitive teams, but they're like best division all year, and like they got shut out of the playoffs. Well,
yeah, 0-3.
First ever is when you have a great season like the Lions did, and you're just one and done. Where you are emotionally as a fan, and how far ahead you've already planned, and it's over in 2 hours.
You know who did that the most? I hate to say it, but Peyton Manning did that the most. I think Peyton Manning, they would go 13-3 and the Chargers would knock them out. I think Peyton Manning has 11 first-round eliminations or something like that, dude.
Dude, that's why their owner had to get on the competition committee and change fucking rules to tip it to the advantage of their team and steal our offense.
Yeah, and an owner shouldn't be allowed. The NFL should not allow an owner to be on a rules committee.
No.
It's a complete conflict of interest.
It does. It's the Midwest, it's fine.
Because then they could make rules for indoors. They could, you know what I mean? It's like for their stadium. It's just
rules of where you kick the ball off and where you don't, when you fucking, miss a field goal, whatever the fuck happened that year.
Yeah.
Dude, it was like boss hog shit.
Yeah.
Did you guys hear about this happened over break? Because you mentioned, we're talking about coaches, the John Madden movie that they're making.
Oh, that's going to be.
Do you know who's playing John Madden?
Who?
Three-peat, which they're going to show this Sunday before the game.
Who's playing Madden?
Nicolas Cage.
What?
No, but imagine him like with makeup. They're going to do it.
You got to kick the ball.
And you know who's playing Al Davis?
Kick the ball through the uprights. You got 4 quarters. 1, 2, 3, 4 overtime.
Why would he do that? Why?
Al Davis. You know who's playing Al Davis?
Who?
Christian Bale.
Oh, I heard that. That could be good.
Amazing. I would have thought they'd get Frank Caliendo to play John Madden.
Oh, God, that would be great.
So nobody takes it seriously at all. His family's like, maybe you could have gone with somebody else. Is John Goodman not around?
Nicolas Cage is playing John Madden? Are they going to put him in like a suit? Like what?
They're going to put him in Eddie Murphy's Nutty Professor fucking suit.
All right. Well, we went. That was great. A little memory lane, a little nostalgia there. All right, everybody. those are our championship week picks. Bill has the Chiefs and Eagles. I have the Commanders and Bills.
Well, hope you appreciate when you watch the Kansas City Chiefs, the level of greatness that you are watching. I just hope that you appreciate that.
Dude, I'm not gonna mention the name now. I'll tell you guys off the recording. But I was in the green room. I might have said this before. I was in the green room in Milwaukee or something, and this guy that was featuring for me, nice guy, Spanish kid, tall. He told me a guy he opened for, and it was a name that we all know. And he goes, "Yeah, I was in here open for him." This is what the guy said to him. I guess the guy he opened for, the headliner, killed. And he went back in the green room and he sat down and he looked and he goes, "I'm jealous of you, bro." And the feature goes, "Why?" He goes, "I'm jealous that you got to see that set that I just had. I wish I could have watched." He goes, I wish I could have watched what I just did for an hour. I'm jealous.
That kid there alone with him?
And dude,
then it becomes terrifying. Like, is this like happy fucking acts?
Not fucking around. Like, "I'm jealous of you, bro." And he goes, "Oh, why?" He goes, "Because you just got to witness and watch what I just did out there. Like, I wish I could have watched if it was like some Kanye way." And he thought he was fucking with him. He's like, and he's like, "No, man, that was like, I'm jealous you got to see that." Dude, he told me he was serious. I was just like, what? I was like, dude, that's another
You know who the
level.
headliner is?
When I'll tell you, hey, I can't say it here, all right?
After. Yeah. Tell us that.
Sounds like Kanye West, though.
But dude,
I got a story like that. I'm not going to say because people might figure it out.
okay. Dude,
I had somebody bring me up one time, and the level that they complimented themselves and where they put me in position to them. I was like, for the first 5 minutes I was on stage, I'm like, did he really just...
You can't even think of your first jokes. You're like, wait, what?
Like, literally, like, out of all the people out there, this is the only guy that comes close enough to lick my boots. It was like literally like an interview. I'm like, thanks.
Oh.
He basically told the whole crowd that I wasn't going to be as good, even remotely as good as him.
Oh my God.
Amazing. I was just like,
oh, dude.
And I want to be like, did you prepare that? Or it was that top of your head like that? You just think things like that? I would never do that to anybody.
This is the closest, yeah. This is the closest.
It fucked me up for like 7 minutes. And then I was like, then I was mad at myself going, why did I just let him get away with it? I should have at least said something. And then, and then it fucked up like the next few minutes. And then he ended up being right.
Dude,
I was thinking about what he said.
Dude, that might have been psychological warfare. That might have been the plan.
Oh, dude, it was a fucking good one. I was just like, but it was like, dude, it was the same thing. Like what that kid said. It was like, so like, was he joking? Like, do people like literally? Okay, you think that shit, but to be also so unaware to say it out loud.
No, that's one of the most narcissistic, crazy. I mean, the fact that somebody thinks you're fucking around is how wild it is.
I don't know.
I'm jealous of you, dude. He goes, what? You got to see what I just did.
Hey, and tell us all three of you guys, because you guys got to hear my conspiracy theories about the NFL. You know, I wish that I could have been you. Me telling you what really goes on behind closed doors with the
Bill, Andrew, and Jake. I'm jealous that you guys got to watch me give my picks as I was giving them. I'm jealous that you got to hear me think them out and say them. I can't believe.
We got to watch you beat the book 3-4 years in a row.
Rods go. I'm just jealous that you got to experience an evening with me. In arguably one of the greatest one-bedroom apartments you're ever going to be in your life.
Dude, I'm going to say that to my wife next time we get a little frisky. As soon as we're done, I'm going to go, I'm jealous of you. You just got to have me do that to you. I wish I could have.
Oh, because when you sit there at brunch and listen to all your friends about their husbands, you're going to sit and have nothing to say. Because there's no way after what I just did to you, you would have any sort of a complaint.
All right. Oh, that's great. All right, everybody.
Bronze that apartment when you leave. Be like, it's unrentable. Like, they retire a jersey. They're going to retire his apartment. They've only done that to 3 apartments. Unknown Burt Reynolds, unknown Brad Pitt, and unknown Jake the Snake. There's certain apartments, after the legendary acts that happen in there, just have to be retired. And he brings the injury reports. He's, as always, the MVP.
Thank you.
I could see Jake the Snake at a bar in Hollywood, and some chick comes up and she goes, "Are you Jake the Snake from Anything Better?" He just gets cool. He goes, "Depends who's asking."
If you want me to be.
Are you injury report?
Says.
Hey, I'm becoming the Bobby Bonilla of this podcast. Losing here.
Dude, Bobby Bonilla just got his last year's check.
Yeah. That was it.
They should extend him again.
I got the Allen Houston contract.
Guy got $1 million for like 30 years.
Dude, what is with New York and these fucking like never-ending contracts? It's amazing.
Stupid. It's so stupid, man. That Juan Soto $760 million for a fucking position player.
Daniel Jones fucking 8. You guys throw it around, Paul. Hey, New York, you guys like to spend.
Yeah. All right, guys, to get the you guys know what to do to sign up and to have fun. Obviously, bet responsibly, but get the best app out there. It's the BetMGM app, guys. All you got to do is download to your device and use our code. It's an easy code. It's BURR. That's Burr, BURR, and you deposit as little as $10 into the account. And if you lose your first bet, you'll get $1,500 back in bonus bets. If you do lose, you'll get the $1,500 in bonus bets after the initial wager is settled. And check out the first touchdown prop bet. You pick any player in any of these games to get the first touchdown. And hey, now it's narrowed down. So you pick any of these players in these games, first touchdown, you win. If in fact they don't get the first touchdown, but the second, you'll get your cash back. There you go. Bet responsibly.
Hey, I just saw the Chiefs. Vegas just took the Chiefs game off the board. They just took it. You can't bet it. It's just too fucking obvious. Everybody knows they're going to win.
They'll let you bet the Bills, though.
You know what I'm doing here, Paul. I'm trying to jinx them.
I hope so. And I hope not.
have no idea how bad I want to be wrong about all of this.
Oh, God. I just want to see Josh Allen run off that field like this with his long hair on his way back to Buffalo. Oh, God.
Both games had the same over-under, which I thought it was 47.5. Caught my eye. Obviously, there's only
and
two
I
games.
I like Mahomes and Kelsey. Like, they seem like the refs did this.
Yeah, I don't like either of them.
Independently, you think they did? They didn't. It's a marketing plan.
But that shit, done.
Yeah,
Nah. How great. What would you do if it was like 34-10? Andy Reid's a great coach too. All right. Anyway.
I like Andy Reid. I like all that shit, but I also like football, Paul. I like football. May the best team win.
Well, last question here.
There's a late flag.
Did the Washington Commanders beat the Lions because they're that good? Or did the Lions just have a bad day? Because if the Commanders beat them outright, Philly could lose, which I'm excited to see.
Paul, the Lions are in the Bermuda Triangle. Minnesota.
I like that.
Chicago, back up to Minnesota. You do not want to be rooting for football within that triangle.
Did you come up with that? The Bermuda Triangle? That's great.
No, but that's what it is. It's the Bermuda Triangle.
That's the NFL's
It
Bermuda
is the level of suffering. Like the AFC has the Buffalo Bills and the Chargers. All right?
Jets, too.
Oh, and the Jets. That's sort of an isosceles. That's a weird-looking triangle. I don't know. But it's the fact that they're all in the same division, although the Jets and Bills are in that division. Dude, what about the Dolphins, by the way?
The Dolphins.
Dolphins. They've been living off that undefeated season since 72. They haven't won in over 50 years. They won 3 years. The last time they won was 3 years after the only time the Jets won.
All right, let's talk about, real quick before we leave, let's talk about the longest droughts in the NFL right now. You got the Cowboys. You have the Miami Dolphins. You have
Dolphins have real quick.
No.
The Dolphins have the longest playoff
Cowboys-
drought in the
Yeah,
league.
Paul.
what?
Paul, you can't throw the fucking Cowboys in there like that. You got to go back 50 years with all these other guys.
All right, Jets.
Super Bowl or playoffs?
No, Super Bowl win. Jets 69, Miami 72.
Bills never. They won
Bills-
an NFL title in like 60 or 61.
Bills never. Detroit Lions.
Never.
So Cardinals 77 seasons without a Super Bowl. Detroit Lions 66 seasons. The
Cleveland
Vikings
Browns?
63.
Oh, Cleveland Browns.
60. Cleveland Browns next. They're 60.
No. That's technically not true because that franchise is the Ravens.
Oh, that's right.
So what it is Cleveland. This is the most Cleveland story ever. When the Cleveland Browns won a Super Bowl, they did it in Baltimore. I mean, that's hard, dude.
Yeah.
And then Atlanta 59 seasons. Tennessee Titans 59 seasons. But again, that's the Titans. You got to
The Oilers, the also Houston
Right.
Oilers.
Yeah.
The Buffalo Bills 58 seasons.
Wow.
That's an honest 58 seasons. The
Yeah, and
Chargers 58.
They're counting them during the NFL AFL merger.
Right.
So that's they're counting. They're going back to Super Bowl one. They've never won one, right? But like their last winning a title was like early 60s. John F. Kennedy was in office.
Wow.
Time the fucking Lions won it, Bobby Lane. I don't think Eisenhower had been elected yet. Truman might have still been president. I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, Chargers, then Bengals, then Jets 56 seasons.
And then the Carolina Panthers and the Jaguars were the expansion team in 95, and they haven't done it, right?
Jaguars been 30 years, Panthers 30 years, Niners 30 years, Cowboys 29, Texans, Colts, Saints. Yeah.
But the Dolphins are the longest playoff drought, yeah.
Well, you got to understand, like, those early, like, right up until, like, fucking, say, the Cowboys run.
51.
All right? Like, so few teams, like, the Packers had 2, Steelers had 4, 49ers had 4, Cowboys had 4. They were just eating them up. The fucking Redskins had 3, Raiders had 3. So all of a sudden, like those first like 30 fucking Super Bowls were shared, it seemed, between a half dozen teams, and everybody else was on the outs.
Yeah, I saw a trivia question yesterday that said, "What's the only NFL team to win in four different decades?"
Might be the wait,
Steelers.
what? Packers.
No, the answers a lot of people were saying were those and the Broncos, but it's the Giants. The Giants did it in 86, they did it in 91, they did it in 07, and they did it in 11.
That was a self-serving stat, but I'll give it to you.
No, I'm just saying it was a thing that just came up.
Team. I mean, I who am I?
I would have
Hey,
said it if
Lakers
it
have won
was
a few
another team.
decades.
I would have said it if it was another team.
So for Jake, to answer your question, the longest playoff drought, if this fucking AI answer is correct here, it says just the regular search. It says New York Jets 15 seasons, last appearance 2010. That's when they beat the Patriots, I believe.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Tom Brady's career.
That's Rex Ryan. That was the Rex Ryan.
Yeah.
That was 2000. That's the last time they've been in the playoffs.
Wasn't that Mark Sanchez, right?
It was.
Yeah.
The Jets
So anyway,
haven't been in the Jets haven't even been a wild card in 15 years. Dude.
Paul, I got to be honest with you. In a lot of ways, that Jet loss hurt just as much as those Cowboy of the Giants ones, because he talked all of this shit. I'm not going up there to kiss their rings, and we absolutely destroyed them like 52 to something in December. And then Welker said, "Boy, we're going to put our best foot forward," making fun of how Rex Ryan's in defeat. And then Belichick benched him, and we just started off, no pun intended, on the wrong foot. And they had that great defense, and they came in and they beat us in fucking in Foxborough. That was a brutal loss.
Wow.
So Jake, the Dolphins, that looks like they went a few years back, so they're not
They haven't won a playoff game since 2000, but they've been.
That's what I meant. Yeah. Sorry.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, dude,
Longest
they get like
playoff
a
drought.
pass. The Dolphins get like a pass. Nobody talks about them not winning a lot.
Because they
So do
won't
the Raiders.
fucking undefeated season. They keep getting their balls washed about that every year.
But they also had a
14 and
lot
0.
of good years with Marino, like competing. So I think that's
but
why
dude,
it feels.
Yeah.
Depends on who you ask. I mean, we're a little
It's
older.
a long
than
time
Jay.
ago, though. But like, I didn't realize that dude, 2000 was the last time they were in the playoffs?
The 90s were just yesterday.
Or what playoff win?
Yeah, and they haven't won a Super Bowl, dude, in 53 years.
Dude, if the Buffalo Bills win, fucking the Buffalo's going to burn down. And then, dude, I don't even know if dude, you know how many people are at the airport rooting them on? It's like the whole fucking town goes to the airport while they just to watch them get on the plane. How bad? I want them to win, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
they give a
That's so
shit.
bad for tourism, dude.
What?
That's so bad for tourism, that stat, that the whole town is there. It's just clearly saying there's absolutely nothing to do here other than to root for the Bills.
Dude, the coach came off the plane. He couldn't believe it. It was like Buffalo was at the airport by like where the plane landed. They're just going nuts. And I was like, holy shit, man. Those people are.
Virtual reality glasses, actually seeing Niagara Falls was an amazing thing. And now nobody. Dude, have you seen these fucking guys? They have these things. These guys make these things. I mean, the system is like 40, 50 grand. I think Rogan got one where you can, you feel like you're in a Formula One race. Like the screen is all the way around you. Dude, they have it for like aviation. And I'm watching this guy. I'm like, this guy is flying a fucking helicopter.
That's nuts.
It's like to the point where you could almost log the hours. It's that real.
Do they count as hours for real or no?
I know, like when guys are, I think when those professional ones, not the one that you have in your house, I believe somebody, I'm sure plenty of people know more about this than I do, but I think on when you're becoming like a pilot for United or something like that, I think you're allowed to log some of those, what do they call it? The simulator miles into your book, I believe, because they're that good at this point, but I don't know. I still don't see how that they could duplicate a fucking cross.
Dude, it's that bit. It's that bit that I did. That pilot came up to me, all happy, joking pilot in at JFK. And he was like, we're starting to build a rapport. And he like taps me on the thing. I swear to God, he was like this happy guy, like overweight. It's hilarious, this guy. And he just goes, dude, you know where I learned? I swear to God, he was talking to me like this. He goes, you know where I learned to do this? Guy fucking had like a Delta pin or whatever, America, whatever it was. And he goes, do video games. He goes, it's the exact same thing. It's the exact same thing, dude. I did a joke in my bit and I was just going, he goes, yeah, dude. He goes, it's all the technology's nuts. That's where.
Exact same thing, dude.
And I was just, that's what I said.
You don't have, I could fucking die.
That's, yeah.
You don't have that. There's that. And then there's fighting a crosswind and crabbing in a fucking, in your goddamn, in some.
The buttons may be the same. The buttons and all the things, the instruments may be the same, but that doesn't mean this is the.
Hey, Paul, you know why I became a Green Beret? Fucking PlayStation. Exact same thing. Paul, I've been to Iraq in my living room.
You know how many throats I slit?
In that case, I'd like to say I am a Jedi. In that case,
you're a Jedi. He's a Jedi in a video game.
No, but I know what they're saying as far as like, it's weird. It's like you know how to do it, but then you have to relearn how to do it for real. But it's like, it's like the steering wheel, gas pedal, all of that shit's there, and how you ship. They make the cockpit the exact same, so you know where all the shit is and what the buttons do. But then you do still have to learn how to do it for real.
Did you ever hear Mark Wahlberg talk about he was supposed to be on that 9/11 plane? And he goes, if I was on it, dude, I'm stopping. He goes, I'm stopping it. He goes, it's not happening if I'm on it. And he was dead. It was, you know how jealous I am of you? All right, guys, we will see you one more week, Super Bowl week. We will be back. Enjoy the championship games, and we'll see you next time. Bet responsibly. Have a good time.